Hey toy fans, Aaron here. In today's review we're going to check out the young Lando Calrissian 6-inch Black Series figure. Of course, I mean you're staring at it. You saw the thumbnail. Let's head to that table and check this one out. Alright, first up a look at the packaging. This is of course the red and black boxed look. You get your Star Wars Black Series logo at the top. Of course you see the figure with the included blaster through the window. Great sketch artwork of Lando, giving us that little smirky smile there. This is young Lando. On the side, you can see number 65 in the lineup, and then on the back side, everything the same here. Star Wars Black Series logo, number 65. Then you got Lando Calrissian with a brief description about him, being all smooth and sophisticated. And of course, on the wider shot, you do see the larger sketch artwork of the same Lando image. And now, taking a look at the figure out of the packaging, this is another fantastic release of a 6-inch Black Series figure. I'm really digging these photoreal face painting technology that they're using. First, since that cape's removable, we'll just kind of focus in on that real quick. It's got a nice matte black finish to it with a glossy black paint around the collar of it where it's sticking up and along the inside of that collar also. Nice little lines in there for the collar area, although it looks a little goofy as it spins around the back like it curves up and down. Maybe that's actually the way it is in the movie itself, the way the cape is. Otherwise, though, for the cape, nice little lines into it. It's very soft, slides off the shoulder. And then on the inside, as you can see, you got that nice Lando baby blue, I'll call it. Kind of what you're used to seeing for him on his Empire Strikes Back outfit, that nice blue color. Anyways, pretty well represented in here. So yeah, cape's looking pretty good. Now to look at the figure without the cape on. Obviously, as you can see, nice bright yellow shirt, black pants. Going in on that head sculpt, though. Actually, first, a little look on this neck area as it's kind of spinning in this shot first. There is something weird going on this figure. I don't know if it's just mine or if it's all of them out there, but it's kind of darkly painted on the side of his neck with these little Actually, I'm going to just jump in here real quick about this neck. Trusty Sidekick on Instagram had made a post. His was this way too. It had that little, whatever going on there, and I noticed mine wiggled, but I managed to kind of fit my big fat fingers in there, and that neck does have some articulation to it. You can swing that right around. Looks like maybe that's kind of some little beard hair on his chin, or beard hair on his neck. So yeah, even as I go through the articulation later, only just found this out, that neck, it swings around. So yeah, hooray, that does look pretty good now. So yeah, there's that. Otherwise, as for that head sculpt, I mean, it's fantastic looking. As I said, I really love this photoreal painting technology that they're using. Certainly brings the sculpt of the figure, which I really believe on the figures have always been there. Just the paint hasn't helped that out. And in this case, it is bringing that sculpt to life. He is sculpted with that same smirk that we see on the front of the packaging, so my guess is that's going to kind of be a look for him in this movie maybe. But great painting to the hair area, eyebrows painted in nicely, eyes are painted in very nicely, and of course that goatee that he's got going on, great paint job to that too. Going for that chest area, as I mentioned, nice bright yellow shirt there. It seems the upper half of the chest is molded in this yellow plastic, whereas the bottom half, that belly area, is black plastic but painted yellow. Pretty good matching to that. I mean, only when you're looking pretty closely can you kind of see little hints of black underneath. But otherwise, pretty solid paint job for getting those colors to match. You got a little bit of black painting for that flap on the shirt, and then a little bit of black for what is probably a breast pocket, I guess. This scarf that you're seeing, this nice shiny gloss black paint on it. A little bit of white stripes in there, all painted pretty nicely. That's very soft around the neck, and then you can just peel that off around the neck and remove that if you wanted to. And then for the arms of the figure, of course, that sculpted cloth plastic continues. I will say just here and there you can kind of see a little bit of black, I guess it's paint, maybe it's dirt marks of some sort. I don't know why that's in there. It is otherwise yellow plastic, nothing painted to it, but that rubbed on from somewhere. And then a quick look at the hands. Those are sculpted pretty nicely. He's got that trigger finger extended out for his weapon on his right hand, and then left hand's just a pretty generic pose. One thing to note on this left hand is he does have a little, looks like a light brown or maybe a copper ring painted in there. So a little touch of jewelry on that hand. Looking at the waist area, I have peeled that scarf off so we get a good look at this area. Nice little colorful belt painted in, and it is painted in quite nicely. All the lines are pretty straight, nothing bleeding over each other. Maybe just a little bit of dark red onto the black pants, but I mean, kind of splitting hairs there, noticing that. Black belt loops painted in. Looking at the holster belt, that's looking pretty nice. It has a very nice design to it. That is not removable. While it is separately molded and then attached to the figure, it is glued on kind of on one side of the hip, and then the holster itself is glued to the side of his leg. So you're not going to remove that. Otherwise, nice silver painting for that buckle area. And then looking at the holster real quick, you can see it's just got straps really to hold the weapon in. Not a full enclosed holster like we're used to seeing on many other figures. And then as far as the rest of the figure, the black pant legs, here too a little bit of a matte black finish to that. Otherwise, it is what we're used to seeing, sculpted wrinkled fabric for pant legs. And then he's got some nice shiny glossy black shoes going on there. As for the articulation of the figure, as I mentioned in my solo review, looks like we've got some new methods of articulation going on within the head area. Instead of the ball being on the head, it seems like maybe it's down in the neck or something is different in there. Because first up, there's no hinges that you're seeing on the neck itself. And you're getting a much greater range of motion for the head side to side, forward and back. And then, of course, he still spins around as usual there. At the arm area, of course, you're going to get them both going up and a little past 90 degrees there. So pretty good range with that. And then, of course, they do swivel around. At the elbow area, you're going to get them to extend straight and then pretty far past 90 degrees there. As for the wrist area, this one's spinning around no problem. Same with the left hand, no problem spinning that. The other wrist articulation is up and down for his right hand. And then that left wrist does go side to side. So you get a pretty decent range of motion in there. At the waist area, that articulation is just above the midsection here. Very good range of motion, same as Solo. Something different in the articulation here, I think. So you get good crunching forward, a lot going back. As for the legs, they're going to both split out like so. And then you're going to get them coming pretty much straight out. And then not much going back. Nothing really. At the top of the thigh, that leg, of course, spins around. At the knee area, you got that double joint going on. And then for the feet, you can get it going forward and quite a bit back there. So pretty good range of motion. And then, of course, that rotation at the top of the foot. As far as the blaster he comes with, pretty nice sculpt to it. Lots of little details and stuff in there. Definitely a new weapon that we're getting here for Lando Calrissian. But otherwise, no special weathering or other paint application to it, just that silver paint job. It looks pretty good no matter which side you're looking at it. And it does fit pretty nicely in that right hand where he's got that trigger finger extended. Now there's one special thing about this blaster, and that is this silencer end is removable, and that just slides right out. So in case any of you have noticed from the photos of him on the movie posters, this is now how the weapon looks as he's holding it. And then with that silencer off, you're going to have a much easier time getting that weapon into his holster. But if you still wanted, you could then just slide that silencer in from the bottom while the gun is already in place. It's just going to make getting that blaster in the holster a little bit easier if you remove the silencer and then slide it on afterwards. So overall, like I said, I mean, to me, this is a great looking figure. I'm really loving this photoreal face painting technology that they're using on the figures now. And I'm pretty anxious to see Donald Glover being young Lando in the Solo movie coming up. And so that wraps up this look at Lando Calrissian from the Solo movie. I'd love to know what your thoughts are on this figure in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching.